Odenibo, my dear brother, please don't change this narrative. We are talking about human being. We are not talking about animal. A woman, her husband set her on oku. Use fell, poured on her, and set her on oku. And all you could do as a man is to justify what the man did by saying the wife has been sleeping around, that she has a well-known lover. How come when Ifeobinabo asked the man, is she an adulterous wife? The man said no. The only problem is she doesn't listen and she comes back home late. The man never spoke about that lover you are talking about. How come you're the one that knows the lover? And the neighbors complain how this man has been buzzing the woman all the time. And once he used battle on her in order to buy this woman. If you're being able to ask the man and the man acknowledges of doing that, how come you're the only one saying something different? Now you started spreading this fake narrative about the marriage. There is a woman that went to her family constantly to complain, and the mother and the father were busy telling her, oh, EJD. And that was why, as soon as the man said the woman on oku, the woman remembered the words of her parents. The words of her parents were busy echoing in her ear, and she was busy screaming, Nem oijedi, Nam oijedi. And when she got to the hospital, she was busy screaming, Mamam ebulamia. Do you know what it means for a woman to be the breadwinner of a family? And the man in question will constantly lay hands on her. There is a man that got married to the first one, abandoned her and the children in the north, abandoned a woman with 2 kids in the north, came back in the east and got married to another one. And the same thing is happening. The one in the north was the one that was feeding him. He got back to the east, and this new one was the one feeding him, feeding the kids. Let me say this. Too many unfaithful women will not go to the extent of blending something in the market, using blender to blend food stuff and blend things for people in the markets. Too many unfaithful wives cannot stoop that low to begin to fry what we call akara buns to raise her kids and the family, the husband. But this young woman was busy selling akara, and also the woman was busy blending things for people using her blender, carrying things around in order to raise her family. So the credit you're going to give to this woman was to call her an adulterous wife. If that man happens to be the one sleeping around, the same way you people are supporting Yola Dochie, will you ask the woman to pour gas on her, on him, Munyoko? Will you say the same thing, my dear brother? People need to know that sometimes don't support evil because you are doing it. A lot of you that are supporting something that is unethical is because you are guilty of the same thing. Because you're sleeping around. That was why you're trying to justify what happened. If you cannot take it, my dear, walk away. And let me say this to all our sisters. Too many of you, your man every time is laying hands on you. A man one time told you, if you don't live alive, you're going to live by it. Let me ask you, why do you still want to be in that marriage? That a man in question is telling you, what are you still doing in that marriage? One thing people need to understand, when marriage don't sour, you need to take a walk. When the man or the woman begins to lay hands on the spouse, let the other person take a walk. Because if you remain there, nobody ever plans to buy their wife or their husband. Anger is a temporal madness. A lot of people that buy their spouse, when you ask them, they begin to tell you, oh, we were anger. I didn't even know when I did. It's anger. I couldn't control myself. Too many brothers and sisters that fight one another, when you ask them, they begin to tell you, I didn't even know when it happened. Because that time is the time of temporal madness. People need to understand. And another thing, when if Yobinab was talking about it, if the children of this woman confirmed that their mother went to their pastor severally to complain. So if this woman is truly an adulterous wife, according to you, why is she going to the pastor to complain what she was going through in the marriage? And the man of God will remind her the verse in the Bible that said, God, I hate divorce, saith the Lord of the hosts. This is one of the reasons I don't support some of these men of God that are busy trying to, all in the name, let me make peace for the marriage. So that it will be under their portfolio that, oh, I was the one that brought these two people together. They have quarreled for 100 years. I brought them together to get that credit. What about what led to the divorce? What led to that separation? Is there anyone laying hand on the other person? You are not thinking about that. What you think about is how people going to say you're the one that brought peace. When any marriage get physical of somebody laying hands on the other person, please, it is not encourageable. Let them go their separate ways, please. Too many of our young sisters remain there because of their children. Because this is what some parents, some of you mothers and fathers are the cause of all this as well. When your child comes with a complaint of what is going on at home, how the husband is laying hands on her, you begin to tell her, stay there. This is what marriage is all about. No marriage is perfect. Sit there, my daughter, until they buy her. If marriage is not working, it's not working. If a man is laying hands on your daughter, please, my dear brother, let them separate for a while. If they think they can come back together, let them come back. But if you're a woman, nothing hurts like another person raising your children. I want you to take a walk whenever it goes physical. Take a walk for the sake of your children. Nobody can raise your children better than you. Take a walk. If truly you love your children as you claimed as a mother, stay behind for them. Go and go with them. Likewise, you as a man. That's what we call peaceful co-parenting. You guys can co-parent in peace. But now, at this moment, you guys need to separate from one another. Men of God, parents, brothers and sisters that are busy trying to put trying to make peace all the time. For a man or a woman that is always physical on the spouse, I want you to think twice. Osinachi is gone as a result of I hate divorce, saying the Lord of the hosts. Too many of them. Look at another one here now. The husband is busy designing her face, and she want to remain there. I love him. The husband is designing her face, and she was busy. I love him. One day, may God help her. If not, she will answer the same call that the other woman answered. If you come across my video, do me a favor by sharing the video. May God bless you and bless your household. Amen. Bye-bye and remain blessed.